Trial is declared in the federal civil rights case against former LMP detective Brett Hankison.
Jurors spent 4 days deliberating but could not agree on a verdict. WLKY's Alexis Matthews joins us now live outside the federal courthouse in downtown, where Breonna Taylor's family attorney is about to speak.
Just couldn't get to that unanimous verdict. Of course, the family is disappointed. This is not the outcome they wanted. But we are here for the long game, and so just as the prosecutors intend to retry Brett Hankison, we intend to be here when that retrial takes place.
And did they tell you that specifically, that they do plan to retry?
Yes, they did let the family know that they do intend to retry Brett Hankison. There is a status conference coming up in a couple of weeks in front of Judge Jennings. So as we know, when the Department of Justice brought back indictments on behalf of Breonna Taylor, there was this trial that was involved. We also have a February trial scheduled with Joshua James and Cal Meany, who are charged with actions violating Breonna's civil rights leading to her death. So that's in February, and now we don't know when the retrial for Brett Hankison will be, but we are glad that the AUSAs are going to retry it, and they are taking this case seriously and taking a step. I know they asked to. The judge took it under advisement, but I do not know whether or not that happened.
What was Tamika's reaction to the mistrial?
Yeah, of course, Ms. Palmer was disappointed, but still encouraged because a mistrial is not an acquittal, and so we live another day to fight for justice for Breonna, and that's what she's going to continue to do, is fight for justice for Breonna Taylor, and encourage that the AUSAs are going to retry him.
The judge said that there were elevated voices when the jury was deliberating. Do you know anything about that? What was that about?
No one really knows what it's about. We know that the court security let the judge know that. I think that this is a case where the jury did deliberate. As an attorney, as a trial attorney, we know we send the jury back to deliberate. Sometimes those deliberations can get very emotional. After 3 full days, they got the case late on Monday. Monday, they really just picked a four-person, came back Tuesday, was here all day Tuesday, here all day yesterday, and here all day today, in a room trying to figure out what happens. Emotions can get high, and so that's just part of deliberations. But it does, in some aspects show the seriousness that the jury did put within this case. Like, they took it, they knew their oath, and they did what they were supposed to do and what we ask of jurors to do.
Were prosecutors able to get any idea about how the jury may have been split? Were they able to relay that information to you?
We did not receive any information on how they were split. They did ask for that information. I do not know if they were given that information, but as I stand here before you, I do not know the split.
I know Tamika Mallory spoke out and was kind of disappointed in the jury makeup. Can you talk about those feelings, or maybe how the family was feeling?
I think anytime you go into a trial and you see a jury, originally 16 people were set, only 6 were women, 1 black, in a city that has a almost 30% minority population and no other minorities. You do get disappointed in the jury selection, in the jury makeup, but all we can do is continue to work to further diversify juries, to get more. The Western District is made up of more than just Louisville, and so we recognize that, but hopefully on the next trial the jury does reflect the diversity of this city and the Western District of Kentucky.
What did you think of the veracity of this prosecution versus what we saw in the state court?
I can't speak enough about the professionalism, the hard-fought battle that Mike and Anna from the Department of Justice put into this case. They did their due diligence. They came to win. It was obvious they came to win. And I think, honestly, a retrial votes in their favor, because things that they had to prove this time, they set in stone. There are things that Brett Hankinson said in this trial. He had argued all along that he could see into the window that he was shooting through. But on cross-examination, he had to admit that he was not able to see what he was shooting at. That is very important and something that they don't have to go through retrying and proving that fact again, because he as much admitted it during this trial. So I think a retrial is in our favor. No attorney ever wants to retry a case, but if you had to, you definitely want to retry a case where you've gotten the defense to concede to items that you had to originally prove.
Thank you. Can you just say and spell your name?
Lonita Baker, Lonita Baker, and I represent the family of Breonna Taylor.
Thank you. Thanks, Lonita.
Now, as you just heard Lonita Baker say that prosecutors will retry Brett Hankison after the judge declared a mistrial today in what has been a 3-week federal trial. Now, jurors were deadlocked on both counts of civil rights violations connected to the deadly raid at Breonna Taylor's apartment in 2020. Lonita Baker saying that Tamika Palmer, Taylor's mother, is disappointed but encouraged and will still keep fighting for justice for Breonna. She also mentioned being disappointed in the jury makeup, hoping that the next time Hankison is tried, that the jury will represent the diversity of this Western district. Now, a status conference for the next trial is scheduled for December 13th. And again, a judge has officially declared a mistrial in the federal trial against Brett Hankison. Live from the federal courthouse for you tonight, I'm Alexis Matthews, WLKY News.